Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to the fourth episode of KICHIEW.
KICHIEW.
So we are here today to share with you the importance of having a CI plan, especially in light of the recent COVID situation. So actually, have you all seen this article that's going around recently? On 9 May, the Straits Times actually released this article. The article says that, right, research has shown that the deadly coronavirus is likely to cause the victim's blood to curdle. And also, what are your takes on this?
I think for this coronavirus is still in the stage of it evolving, and no one knows what's the end state would be or what will coronavirus lead to. However, due to the article itself, it shows that with the blood curdle and everything, it might lead to stroke or even heart attack, right?
Because if your blood vessels get blocked, then it's more of a heart attack. But more people are actually rushing to buy a lot of CI plans and everything. That's why we today want to share about this topic also. But why are people actually rushing to buy these plans?
Because for the insurance company, in the event, let's say if you are diagnosed with COVID, even if you recovered and you were to, want to add on your coverage or buy any life insurance, most likely you wouldn't be considered a standard life anymore. Meaning to say there might be three options for you. The first one being that you might not even get to buy anymore. Second option is that even if the company allows you to buy, that might be loading, meaning to say, given the same age and the same sum assured, if someone is paying $100 for $100,000 coverage, you might be paying $150 for $100,000 coverage. Okay, and the third option is there might be exclusion, meaning to say they might not cover you for certain parts of your body, meaning to say they might not cover you for your lungs in the event you get any lung cancer and stuff. So a lot of people are taking this opportunity to actually review their financial portfolio to get all the necessary coverage. Not sure if you viewers know, but actually for life insurance as well as critical illness coverage, right, the premium actually goes by age. Meaning to say, the later you buy, the more expensive it will be, and that's provided by then you're still healthy. If not, even though, if you have any illnesses or you're not a standard life anymore, even if you're a millionaire, the company might not cover you.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Good to know. So I think buying early is a plus side lah.
Definitely, because end of the day, actually, people might actually think when is a good time to buy, CI coverage, or when is a good time to buy life insurance plans. So actually, I think safe to say the moment you start working should be the time that you start looking into getting some form of CI coverage of life insurance. Reason being very simple, because for critical illness plan, we usually call it as income protection or income replacement. Meaning to say, this CI plan that you buy will serve as an income protection in event, let's say you're diagnosed with any form of CI. Because high chance that in the event you're diagnosed with CI, you wouldn't be able to work, right? Because maybe for cancer, you need to go for your chemo, your treatment and everything. And by then, you'll be very weak and you wouldn't have the capabilities to go back to work. So in the event, if you're unable to work, means you'll be out of job, because doesn't make sense for the company to be like, oh, okay, so and so, I know that you're CI, you can take like time off, like 6 months, 1 year, while we still pay you. It doesn't work that way, right? So high chance that you'll be out of job. Out of job means you have no money. You have no money, but life still has to go on. You still have to pay your bills. You still have to, if you have family, you have to put your kids through education. You still have to pay for your, mortgage loan. You pay for your car loan, be it whatever liabilities that you have, because the government will not be like, oh, because you have CI, we're going to defer your payment and everything. Life still has to go on. So this critical illness plan will serve as an income replacement. In the event that something happens to you, there'll be a lump sum of money that's being paid out to you, so that your life can still go on as per normal. Nothing has to change, Let's say if you're staying in a condo, you do not have to downgrade to the HDB. Let's say today you're driving a Continental car, you do not have to downgrade to a Japanese car, or even worst case scenario, sell away your car.
So continuing from where Jayden left off, the question to you guys or to you viewers out there is actually, do you want to make your loved ones take over your role, or to actually cover up for the hole or the gap if something were to happen to you? Let's say if you really unfortunately you get CI, stroke, cancer, or whatever, you lose your income, you lose your ability to go and get the stream of income in. Are you going to get someone else to cover the hole for you, or will you prefer to actually do proper planning, and in the future that really unluckily you get you found out that you have CI, you already know that you have proper plans to cover up for all this hole. So that's the question to you guys. You all can think about it.
Okay, so how much coverage is needed for us?
Typically, I would say it depends on how serious the illness you get. But then the thing is, who can foresee what kind of illness you will get, or how long you'll be out of job, or how long you take to recover. So the best guess will always be around 10 to 20 times of your annual income. Reason being is because the maximum you can actually get for your CI coverage is actually 20 times of your annual income. Reason being why between 10 to 20 is because let's say example, now you get stroke. How long do you think you'll require to recover fully, or at least recover until back to normal, where you can start doing normal daily activities?
I don't know.
We always gauge, we give or take, we try to plan for extra in case during something happens to you, or really unlucky, kena some critical illness like stroke, heart attack, or whatever, then you become bedridden or you cannot work. So this income replacement will actually comes in and support you for the next at least 3 to 5 years, very safely 3 to 5 years, or even more. There's no right or wrong number. Basically, this number is more like what is the sweet spot for you, because I cannot tell you how long you need to plan for yourself. You can decide how long you think is needed for yourself. Because you won't know what you'll be getting. You may or may not contract, critical illness. So it's just planning in case touch wood, if something really happens, right? You know that you have something to fall back on. You have your safety net. There's no what happens if I get cancer and then I got nothing? Then how? Where do I get the money from? I cannot work, or I have to depend on my family. So those are the kind of things that CI plan covers for you in the future. In a lot of people, probably I would say a lot of the viewers, if you're young people, right, like me, Jayden, and Janelle, we are young people, so a lot of us will generally think wow, I'm still young, I won't gonna CI one. CI is only when I reach my late 30s, 40s, 50s, then I'll get CI. But who knows when will you get something? Touch wood lah. So these are just precautions that you plan for yourself in advance, in the event that if really something happens, you know that you have something to fall back on. Yeah, of course, it's definitely if you have the capabilities, of course, go ahead and prepare yourself early, because like what we mentioned earlier, the younger you get it at, based on your age, right, there's actually a difference in premium, which is the amount of money you're paying compared to 5 years, 10 years down the road. It's cheaper.
Because you get to lock in the premiums at a cheaper rate.
Correct.
So maybe let's take a look at the stats in Singapore. So 37 is diagnosed daily every day. So what do you guys actually think of these stats? Is it very high?
Because given the stress level, that all of us are having, and the food we eat,
The
and
lifestyle also, I would
the
say.
lifestyle.
But based on stats, we can only plan towards what the numbers are saying. But then it's better to not just look at numbers, but get yourself covered. Plan for your future, plan for yourself. Yeah, there's always a what if. We won't know what will happen tomorrow. So these are just certain things to make yourself kind of prepared for the worst case scenario, or like an outcome that you're not prepared for. At least you prepare yourself for unforeseen circumstances.
Because I think for CI, we are looking at things that we can control. Because for things that we cannot control are like, we do not know when will we be diagnosed with CI. We don't know when CI will hit us and what are the critical illness that will hit us. So those are things that we are unable to control. However, for things that we can control are like, getting ourselves prepared, like what Kevin said, getting a CI coverage so that in the event something happens to us, we do not have to worry. Life can still go on as per normal.
So what are some of the key factors or key important factors that I need to look out for when I'm actually getting a CI plan of my own?
So I think there are different types of CI in the market now, varies from different companies. So the more or less the same is that there are plans that covers for early stage and there are plans to cover for intermediate and late stage. So given, if you were to ask me, definitely you will want to get both, because definitely you wouldn't want to risk getting one of them. Because if today you're only going to getting the early stage, what happens if today if you go for a full body checkup and you realize that you have a cancer that's not in the early stage but it's in the intermediate or late stage, there wouldn't be any payout because you only buy for early stage, right? Vice versa. So today, even if you are to only buy for the intermediate or late stage, but let's say today you are very disciplined, you go for full body checkup every year, and let's say the doctor diagnosed you with early stage cancer, but you only buy for intermediate or late stage, so there wouldn't be any payout for early stage. But yet you still have to go for treatment and everything, and there might even be a chance that you'll not be going back to work. So where will this money come from?
And
so I think
what
it's important.
Jayden mentioned is like the traditional CI plans. They are actually I wouldn't say it's very new, but it's quite I won't say like a lot of people may have heard of this, but there's this thing called the multi-pay CI. It's actually like a plan that complements both early and late and intermediate stage of all the CIs. Basically, how this multi-pay CI works is like what the name says, that you can claim multiple times. There's multiple payouts for different or even recurring instances that you contract the similar illness. So maybe like what you asked just now, what is better to buy? Like what Jayden mentioned, right? There's different stages to different coverage for different stages. So if you guys are worried and you want a more comprehensive one, right? Actually, multi-pay CI is one of the plans that I think most companies should have it. The only difference is like what are covered, what are not, and the premiums are basically that's about it.
But let's say today if somebody has contracted with, let's say, lung cancer, and then the lung cancer further, he maybe has recovered from it, but kind of relapsed, and he gets a second lung cancer maybe in the other lung. So how is that payout going to be like?
Okay, basically for multi-pay, how it works is if the first time you contract lung cancer, right, you will get the first payout based on your sum assured. Then the second time, if you contract again, you will get paid out again. So this is the difference between multi-pay and traditional. Traditional one, like the early, intermediate, and late. If you contract one time, early stage, and you bought the early stage one, basically you only get paid for lung cancer that one time. It's a one-time payment. But how to get another claim from that is basically if you contract another cancer but a different part of your body, then you will get a payout from that. That is what the traditional one covers.
Okay, so the multi-pay one just makes sure if the cancer is a relapse at the same organ, and you can still get a...
Whether it's a same or different, you will get the payout. Like, it's a more, I would say, in a short form, it's just a very comprehensive coverage. It's like a one-time everything, 包个料 like that lah.
Okay, understand. But what are the critical points that we need to look out for so that we actually don't get shortchanged in terms of the benefits of the CI plans?
I think for first thing first, you need to check whether you have existing or do you even have any CI plans? Because if you have existing ones already, right, like what I mentioned earlier, there is only a certain amount of your annual income, right, that you can be covered. If I'm not mistaken, it's up to 20 times. So anything more than that amount, right, basically you will not be able to claim one. So example, what I'm saying is if you make 100,000 a year, the maximum coverage you can get is 20 times, which is 2 million. But if you get yourself covered more than 2 million, right, you will effectively only can claim 2 million, and the rest will be returned to you in paid premiums. That's all. So first thing, check whether you have or do not have any CI claim. CI policies. Then after that, you plan based on your shortfall, or if you don't have any, plan based on the amount that you feel that is a sweet spot for you.
Okay. But I remember the last time I met with my agent, the agent also told me that I actually, because my plans, and when comparing to the other plans, right, there is a variation with whatever they cover lah. So certain plans out there, they do not cover all of the diseases, or the second and third claims have does not cover whatever was covered before. So maybe you guys want to take a closer look into the BI of these other plans that you actually already have. Okay, so guys, it's still very important for you to get yourself covered in terms of CI or your life or anything lah. Protection is the key. It's the most basic thing that you should be looking at. So
I would just like to let you guys know, for the viewers out there, get yourself prepared for the unexpected lah. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Always plan for unforeseen circumstances, so that in the future, if really you have a need for certain stuff, that you already properly planned for yourself already.
Okay, so that's it for now. If you have any questions with regards to any plans, or you need consultation or anything, you can just drop us a message, okay, or comment below will be fine.
Okay, the next episode we'll be talking about CPF retirement plans. Basically how you plan your CPF retirement with your CPF money lah. Yeah.
And what you can do with your CPF money.
Correct.
Okay, so thank you for watching. Stay tuned the next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.